Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Soaking Nostalgia. I am one of your hosts, Matt.
And I am Alan.
It's just the two of us this week.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Oh, we got a special episode here today. This is actually a re-recording of an episode that we did earlier this year, but as...
Somebody lost the file.
Well, somebody called the memory card corrupted and deleted it. So, yeah. So, according to everybody's schedules, we finally got the two main components of this episode. The two that love this topic.
Yeah, that's true. We did have two loudmouths in the background. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. Well, it ain't for you.
That's right. You have to get it.
That's right.
So, anyway, we are here today to talk about
sophistication comedy.
That's right.
Like Superbad and whatnot. You leave these guys to us.
Yeah, Jonah Hill, like you had a chance.
No. His teeth were so big in Wolf of Wall Street.
It was.
So funny. That's my favorite scene. Put down the phone!
Oh, man.
It's great.
So we've got a few exciting tidbits coming up here. This episode is actually the first episode that we are recording and then 2 days later releasing.
Yeah.
I'm sure the audience has noticed that when we released the episode, some of the stuff that were talked about was actually a few months old. Well, we are learning from season one and going, hey, how about we just record and release?
Yeah.
But, you know, you live, you learn.
So is this technically season 2?
No, this is season 1, man. This is in the rotation. This is in the episode list. This is the last recorded episode for season 1. Everything else is ready for the next couple weeks.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it's this, and then we've got Cat's Game, part 1 and 2.
And that means interviews are coming up soon.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Legit show.
Yeah.
Bonafide.
That's right.
We're some suitors.
We've got a couple bonus episodes in there, too, just to fill in the gap, because once we do those interviews and get that in order for, this exciting stuff that's going on with you and everything.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, in your career. Mm-hmm. We have another show coming up. Yeah, and it's called BSF.
BSF.
BS&F, bullshit and facts. That one's going to steer a little more away from just nostalgia, and it's going to cover just a wide range of facts. We've got an interview with some people at Barn Lot lined up. We've got an interview with somebody from the Alzheimer's Association.
Who's coming from? Who's going to be on from Barn Lot?
Shane.
Nice.
Yeah.
You ought to bring Kyle along with her.
Oh, Kyle will be there. He's a natural.
Oh, you're going there? Oh, you're going to do it
there? Yeah,
there?
I'm going to do it there.
Ooh, on location.
Yeah, because I am assistant directing a show this season.
Which show?
Schoolhouse Rock Live 2. Yeah.
Live 2?
Yeah.
What's that?
Schoolhouse Rock Live 1 was the first show.
Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah. I'm sorry, my mind immediately went to Rock of Ages. Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm just a bill. Yeah, I'm only a bill.
This is about a just a really drab diner.
And I'm vetoed.
That's right. This is about a really drab diner that's
vetoed.
They're looking for a way to kind of spruce the place up and create more business. Nice. So they use Schoolhouse Rock as in the music stuff like that to draw inspiration from on what they're supposed to do.
This is the plot.
This is the plot.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have auditions coming up in about 3 weeks. May 18th. Let me check the calendar here. I have it written on a post-it note in my planner, but I have a calendar right here. So, so it is May 13th and 14th at Barn Lot Theater. So if you're interested in auditioning for a musical, go for it.
Hey, there's another audition coming up for a musical.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, when this episode drops, I believe. Let me double check that real quick.
While he's looking that up, Schoolhouse Rock Live 2, the director...
I was trying to keep some sound.
It will be directed by Miss Shelby Sellers.
Ooh, Shelby?
Yeah, her first show was Schoolhouse Rock Live 1 that she acted in. 10 years later, boom, Schoolhouse Rock Live 2.
Is this her first time directing?
No, this is her second.
What was her first?
As Long as We Both Shall Live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually, the audition is, it's April 29th and then April 30th from 6 to 8. in the Casablanca room of the historic Plaza Theatre in Glasgow. That's for how I became a pirate. So the younger entertainers, or the younger performers who would like to get their feet wet.
Yeah, this is by the Far Off Broadway players.
Yeah. So what's the age? What are they looking for?
We're going to have some kids audition. Okay. Usually, we're looking for a few. I'm not exactly how many. How many's going to be in there, but we're going to have a few just for the opening, intermission. Nice. And then their job is done. So that's the easiest thing for the parents to do.
So if you live closer to the Edmonton area, when's the audition?
May 13th and 14th at 6 o'clock at Barnlot Theatre.
May 13th and 14th at Barnlot. And then if you live closer to Glasgow, you've got How I Became a Pirate at the Plaza. I just now told you the date, and I done forgot.
That's okay if you
29th
forget.
and 30th.
Yeah, if you forget, just rewind it and listen.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, the magic of computers.
That's right.
Well, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I've been wanting Barnlot and the Far Off Broadway players to do some type of a cross promotional show. Or I know that there's been rumblings, people wanting to get it done, but it never has gotten done. Maybe one day they'll sit down and work something out.
Well, that may just be up to the boards, It
is.
So if you can ever get them to sit down and agree, because they run in the same circles.
They do. I mean, we got the same talent who comes to and performs at the plazas. The same talent. Well, not everybody's the same, but
I for one, I've only acted up at Barnlot, but I will, when my schedule allows, I will at some point perform in a show at Far Off.
Have you never?
Not once.
Oh, my very first show with the Far Off Broadway players, I believe it was my very first show, was the show that I did at Barnlot, and I think it's the first one I ever did with you. Mm-hmm. So I did musical comedy murders 1940 twice. Mm-hmm. The first time I was the cop, second time I was Ken Delamaze. And that was the first and only play that you and I were in, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Together?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We did a movie together.
Yeah.
Not at the same time, not the same scene. But.
No, but then we found out we were in it together. That was funny.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue. It's like, what did you do? I was on the board at the.
Yeah, I was on the city council. I got upgraded from an extra to a speaking part. That was great.
Yeah, and then you actually you made the trailer.
Yeah,
sitting there chilling.
Yeah, and I hadn't looked at the script or anything up until that point because I was just going to sit in the audience.
And by the way, not to toot my own horn or anything, but if anybody listening has not seen Discarding Santa from Rossetti Productions, check it out because it's unique, but I think it's pretty funny. I thought we did. There was one review, and credit to the reviewer for blaming the writers. I'm not going to put it on the writers. It was all me, but she said. I don't know why I even say she. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was man or woman, but this individual wrote. The writers took it a little too far with the backwards hick, dumb hillbilly cop, or however.
Have they never been
to
Litchfield?
And I screenshot it and sent it to Mark Potts and Chip, and I said I'm a little offended. Chip's like, get used to it, but I was like, well, at least she blamed you.
Yeah.
When all the while it was kind of an ad lib thing from me, but
well, I'll tell you what. If you're interested
if
you are interested in seeing the movie, I will put up a link in the show notes for Rossetti Productions, the Amazon link to be able to purchase it. Well, any of the other links to purchase it and or stream it. So.
The only bad review, and it wasn't a bad overall. They liked it, but at the end, apparently, the dialogue and the sound
somehow. Just
got out of sync. Somehow. I don't know if that was in. I never talked to Chip about that.
I don't think. Honestly, that was
probably listening to
just
this right now, going, "Shut up, ignore that. That was all a rouge.
I doubt
it's an illusion."
That happened because in post, I'm sure they were probably looking pretty good. Added pretty close to it. I'd say it was probably when they were putting it on the DVDs.
Yeah. I would imagine.
Whatever process that was to take it from one thing to another.
See, I watched the DVD version, and I don't think I ever caught that. But people who streamed it from Amazon said that they.
That could be Amazon too.
It could be. I'll have to go back and watch the DVD. I don't remember. I didn't. If it happened, it wasn't enough to take you out of it. I mean, it's so silly, you're watching a movie, but it was done in such a way, found footage. It was actually pretty. Anyway, yeah, check it out.
Pretty decent idea.
Yeah.
All right, so moving forward, if you would like to reach us, we do have a few different ways. We've got the email for the studio here is deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. We also have soakynostalgia@gmail.com. Those are also the addresses for the Facebook and the Twitter accounts, as well as we have a website called deadpan-studio.com, where you can actually listen to the episodes a night early.
That's right.
So, we also stream on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, and Spotify for just trying to capture as many people as we can to have an opportunity to listen to this when they can't. So now that we got that out of the way.
I created my own little... I always say people can reach me on Facebook. That's my personal Facebook.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and created an actual page.
Nice.
But there's hardly anything on it. I think I posted I shared the Deadpan picture and maybe something else, maybe something United We Fall related, but other than that, I haven't did anything. But yeah, like me on Facebook.
Catch him
that way I don't have to accept your friend request.
Yeah, just Google his name. You can catch him on IMDb. You name it, he's on there. So, so we've got some local news here. So
local news.
Yeah, which is why it kind of this is just something neat, and it kind of
what's up.
It's just a business opening, a re-grand opening. I just kind of want to get your thoughts on it. A
re-grand opening?
Well, I say re-grand opening because they've already had one a few years ago. Now they're having another one.
Okay, what's this?
Monticello Bank.
Oh, yeah, Glasgow.
They just had their ribbon cutting. They had a bank right next door.
Here's the thing. We've got what do we got? South Central. U.S.,
ESB,
Edmonton State,
Citizens First, which is getting ready to become German American.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do we need another bank?
I don't know.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, no.
But there is so many other things.
There's only so many people. There's only so much money in this area.
And, I mean, you know what? It's hard for me to knock Glasgow because they've done better for themselves than Cave City has. But at the same time, it's like, don't do that. It's the same crap over and over and over. Yeah. It's like Cave City got all these hotels and fast food restaurants, but
for
what? and then another bank. It's just unnecessary.
Yeah, it is. I tell you one thing I am getting excited about is Smiley's.
Yeah,
Cave City, where it is.
The
Dive.
Letitia. Yeah. I thought that's what you was gonna.
I was trying to get the transition in my head. Couldn't remember the name of the business. Actually, was the Dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, turning.
I have not visited yet, but they've already.
They
opened.
haven't. Have they?
Well, if they haven't, Letitia's been posting pictures doing...
I thought they were doing tastings and stuff like that to try to drum up interest. But
really?
They just got the sign put up.
Oh, so it's not 100%.
No, I think they've still got... I still think they've got another month or two.
You can go in and check it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, they're still waiting for every license and everything to finish.
That's who we need on here. So
I would love for her to... I just saw her at Lowe's just walking by the other day.
Letitia, yeah. I'll shoot her a message.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah. So
that'd be a good first one.
I would love it.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
She's awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a good way
I used to work with her. Well, I say work. It was a school to work program. I would leave school senior year and go to City Hall. Her grandma worked at City Hall, and she's so sweet. But I remember I was working at Houchins at the same time. Letitia came in, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's Letitia Klein!" I'd seen her on TNA and one or two other places. And I was like, oh, crap, snap. And then her grandma would talk about her. And she had dyed her hair at that time. I think she had dyed it black.
Yeah.
And I didn't...
Well, she's had every color under the sun, depending on what she was doing.
She looks familiar. Who is that? And then she asked if we sold cakes, if we did a bakery type deal. Houchins did not. But then I went, I said, what is your name? And she smiled. She's Letitia. I was like, I work with your grandma. You know my grandma? It was really neat. And then she actually visited Guntown Mountain.
Oh.
Or Froggett's Guntown Mountain.
Froggett's, yes.
This past the opening summer. She didn't stay very long, but she came up and checked it out. And said, hey, Alan. I was like, hey, Letitia knows my name. Hey, what's up? But yeah, I have her on Facebook. I'll have to shoot her a message and get her on here.
I met her at
talk about everything.
Casting for...
she posted this beautiful, beautiful post not too long ago about pretty much people getting stuck in their ways and not wanting to change. And
I read that.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was
amazing. She writes too, but
she's very talented.
Yeah, I can't wait. That would be a great interview because I don't know who would talk more about that crap, me or her.
That's great. I'd love to have her come by. If she ever listens to this, hey, I'm just a fan, and I just always
open, public invitation right here.
Yeah,
come on.
You're a good person. You got a good, strong head on your shoulders.
This area needs you more than you know.
Yeah, needs her more than she needs it. I tell you that.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's trying.
Yeah,
she's trying.
The other news story I had, this is more of a national news story. It just happened, and I kind of don't know if you heard it or what. But did you hear about El Presidente pulling out of our arms treaty that we had with over in Europe?
No. What exactly did that entail?
It's an Obama era treaty with the United Nations.
Well, of course he reversed it.
Yeah. He was at an NRA convention in Indianapolis, and after he got a cell phone thrown at him from the audience.
Somebody threw a cell phone?
Yeah, they got it on video. It's great.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
At Trump?
Yeah.
Did he do the Bush dodging the shoe, or like what happened?
Check it out. It's pretty good. You got to wonder what Secret Service.
Where was he at?
He was at the NRA convention in Indianapolis.
And got a phone thrown at him?
Yeah.
Ooh, was he going against their...
No. I guess somebody just knew that he was coming and arrived because, NRA convention just invites everybody.
Well, I'd seen him, the last thing I've seen of him, he was asked about the vaccines, and he actually reversed his position on that.
Yeah.
And said, you got to get the shots. And that's when he was headed to speak on the NRA or whatever. But the article was written in such a way it made it look like he was going to go to the NRA and be like, now you listen here, you straighten up. That's how the article made it seem.
Yeah, the whole thing was this treaty, it hadn't been ratified yet. So he still could pull the signature, even though he signed it, it's still not ratified. So he's pulling the signature from it. And basically it was just pulling out America's involvement in an arms treaty designed to regulate the international sale of conventional weapons. So that means that everyone over in Europe and the United Nations would have a say to those that, own a weapon, a gun or like firearms here privately, that they would have a say in what America views as acceptable firearms.
Who would have a say?
The United Nations.
As what Americans view as
like say for example, there's already the controversy with the AR-15 ownership.
Right.
So that means that even though there's people in the U.S. that don't have an issue, they would have as much say from the UN about it as the citizens and the politicians here.
Oh,
yeah. So
that's what he pulled out of?
That's what he pulled out of.
Which would mean
that we're back to UN won't have a say in any sort of firearm ownership here in America.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as our own gun laws are common sense, then whatever.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, yeah. If we can handle it, we don't need anybody. But if we can't handle it, that's another story.
That is.
But yeah.
And speaking of stories, you like this little segue here? We're going to go into the first ad, and then we're going to come back and hit the main topic.
Sweet.
We'll be right back.
Hey folks, Sir Bradley here to tell you guys just a little bit about Key Dry Cleaners. Just going to start off with a few questions that might actually lead you to our front door. Have you been kicking ass in the gym and now your favorite dress is too big? Have you been fishing in your church clothes? Ever been handed your 2-month-old nephew just after he's ate peas and been passed around like Courtney Love? Ever trusted your gut and decided to gamble with what you thought was a little bit of gas, only to be proven wrong? Well, if you've answered yes to any of these questions, you are in luck. All of these are easily fixable. Just take a quick trip to Key Dry Cleaners at 401 Happy Valley Road between 7 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Or if you'd like, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Any questions? We're just a phone call away at 270-651-2416. So remember, if you've had a nasty accident or a happy one, right, Bill? Have us help you get out of that sticky situation.
What do you think of our new ads?
Bill, so that's what he's calling it now.
Yeah.
All right, went from Blinky to Bill. Okay.
Yeah. So what are we doing today?
I actually just left a benefit from my grandfather.
That's going to be cool, man.
And I'll be going back as soon as this is over.
Cool. Well, let's get into the topic then so you can get back to it.
All right.
Oh, here it goes.
Alan, do your homework. Now Kenan and Kel's on.
Usually how it went.
That's right. We are doing Kenan and Kel.
Yeah,
this was
man.
an episode that we recorded, and like I said,
Yeah, it's been a minute. That's the last one that I recorded,
Yeah.
I think.
No, the last one you recorded was one that we haven't released yet because it's a bonus episode. It's about the Monday Night Wars, WWE Raw.
Was that the last episode I recorded?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was the special.
Yeah.
So the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That segues into today. But yeah, Kenan and Kel. Man, all that. Good burger.
Yeah. This was just
Kel.
too good of a topic to just let
It's
go.
90s, man. How you going to have a
Yeah.
show about nostalgia? And
We
not
promised
mention-
Kenan and Kel we're going to
Dude.
deliver Kenan and Kel. I don't
That's
care
right.
what it
Yeah, I did
takes.
announce that on Instagram.
That's why no matter what.
Instagram. That's another way you can
Oh,
follow
yeah,
me.
Instagram.
But yeah, Kenan and Kel. Dynamic duo.
That's right.
And they're back together.
They
which
are.
We'll get to eventually.
Yes.
I love those guys.
Kenan and Kel. Good. Yes, it seemed like that show was on forever in a good way.
Yeah.
It really does. I love that show so
Well,
much.
the reruns was constant.
Oh, syndication, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as it went past
Those
season.
guys and Amanda Bynes, they
Three,
were
yeah.
always on the air.
Oh, yeah. The Amanda show. Amanda, please.
Amanda, please.
Yeah. And they all started on All That.
All that, man.
Yeah. That's one of the original kids sketch shows.
Yeah, the kids SNL. Which Kenan, I'm sure you've seen the episode. Chris Farley.
Yep.
Kenan, I forget the character's name, but he was a chef.
Yeah.
And Kenan, and he had a thing for like ketchup and whatever chocolate syrup. Farley came on and did that bit with him. It was almost like and it wasn't too long before he passed, if I'm not mistaken. So it was almost like Kenan looked up and was the kid that got to do the skit with Farley, and
Yeah.
Kenan's the only one from All That who went on to become an SNL star and be there for forever.
Although.
He surpassed everybody. Like, he's the longest running cast member, I'm pretty sure.
He is. Although.
And deservedly so. He's a good
Little
guy.
piece of trivia. Kel Mitchell did audition for SNL.
I know.
Just didn't quite make it.
I know. Everybody was like, well, what? And it was also funny, like Kenan controlled everything. It's like, no, there's a little guy named Lorne Michaels.
That's right.
Who has a say-so. Over
You know,
who gets and who doesn't.
when Kenan started on SNL, I mean, he was popular to the
Yeah.
Nickelodeon crowd. He wasn't that huge. He had a few fans from the Mighty Ducks movies, but he didn't have any pull.
Well, there's a bittersweet type of thing there, because imagine being Kenan, right? And you go on to the next chapter of your life, and you're breaking away from what you did when you was a child.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like that scene in Big Fat Liar with Jaleel White.
Yeah.
So, and Paul Giamatti keeps calling, or not Paul Giamatti. Yeah, it's Paul Giamatti,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that his name?
Yeah, Giamatti. Yeah.
Who else am I thinking of? Never mind. Yeah, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had James Gandolfini in my head
that's
too. Paul Giamatti calls him Urkel.
Yeah.
He said, "My name is Jaleel White. Urkel's a character I played when I was a child." You know, you can imagine Kenan kind of having that same deal.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, yes, I'm Kenan, but I'm not that Kenan from the show. I have wants and I have needs. Yeah, but where's Kel? Screw you! Just buy the box set.
It's like, unfortunately, my life doesn't revolve completely around this
Kel,
other person,
right.
even though he's like one of my best friends. You know,
Yeah.
I have a life. I have bills I have to pay. Kel's not paying my bills.
But you can't have the yin without the yang, and we're spoiled.
Yeah.
So when Kenan got on SNL, immediately everybody's like, "Well, where's Kel? Oh, Kenan's too good. Kenan's too good to do anything with Kel anymore." It's like, wait a minute, Lorne Michaels does the. You think Kenan does the hiring for?
Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
I'm gonna join your cast. Kel's not.
Yeah.
That's just how it's gonna work. I don't think that's how it went.
No. But this show was great, man. It lasted for 62 episodes over the course of 4 seasons, and also what you found out earlier.
Only 4?
Yeah, but the 3rd season was almost the equivalent of 2 seasons because it ran for like 8 episodes longer than
they stretched it out.
Yeah, they did. They stretched it out. So
what's that 3-parter?
Yeah,
that we were just talking about earlier, the movie.
Yep.
2 heads are better than none.
Yeah,
Is that it?
2 heads are better than 1.
Oh,
I think, unless I misread. I may have misread that.
I thought it was none. Because there's a movie called 2 heads are better than 1. And then there's 8 heads in a duffel bag, and
yeah.
But 8 heads are better than none, I thought.
You're probably right.
It is, yeah.
2 heads are better than none.
2 heads are better than none. Look, hey, man.
You know your Kenan and Kel.
I know my Kenan and Kel.
I know. Most of mine comes from the bong resin, and it's been a little slow lately. So
you've slept since then.
Yeah. No, that's all week, man. My sleep has been
munchies.
Yeah. So
who loves orange soda? Yeah. Kenan and Kel. That's it.
Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Is it true? Oh yes, it's true.
A different one.
Yes.
Yeah, different versions.
You can't.
It's something so simple and just dumb.
And we know how it is.
We ate it up.
And we drank so much orange soda because of it.
Oh, man. I got sick of orange soda after a while. So give me my A&W root beer.
Oh, man, I tell you what. I did. It was my favorite drink for the longest time. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Yeah, and then, orange was the coolest color ever as for a 90s kid for a very long time.
Yes.
Do you remember the VHSs they used to come out with? I remember owning a Rugrats VHS.
Yeah,
that
and it was on an orange. Yeah,
the whole tape was orange. And,
yeah, they had orange and purple and all sorts of different colors.
I always wondered, I don't think I've ever heard him mention where that came from. Was it just something that the writers thought would be funny? Did it have to do with the color of the logo?
It's a trope of comedy to be obsessed over some little mundane thing, just over obsessed with it. Which that show had
the backstory of who exactly came up with that line and what made them think of it, and because the whole orange, it
probably Chris because Rigby's more sales. Oh, it was great. This show was set in Chicago, and these 2 kids were, I say kids because they were 15. Mm-hmm. They hadn't started driving yet until, season 2 or so?
Kenan had a Jordan poster on his wall. I remember there was a Malcolm X poster on his wall. Yeah.
It was right in the middle of the glorious days of the Michael Jordan era with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah. Did he ever have a cameo on there?
No.
He didn't?
No, he didn't.
Somebody
but one of his
did.
players did.
There was NBA players on Kenan and Kel.
Yeah, his was, who was it? I've actually got it here.
Is it Dennis or Scotty or?
No, it was, where's it at? It is here. It is Ron Harper.
Really?
Yeah, Ron Harper.
What was the episode, do you know?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to look it up.
There was a lot of them on there. I mean, they had a lot of guest stars on there.
I own the series. I haven't watched it in so long.
Oh, well, it's on Hulu. I'm going to watch
is it?
It was the last time I checked, and they did have it on Amazon Prime at one point. They may still have it, they may not.
I've never seen it on Hulu.
It's cool. Let's see. I've got about 14 people here of semi-famous people that were on there. Okay, Ron Harper, Karen Ashley, who became the Yellow Ranger with the second set of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Bill Bellamy, famous for as not an MTV VJ, but he was on there during the summer and spring break enough. But he was a stand-up comedian.
If you've seen him, you'd remember.
Oh yeah, Milton Berle. Yeah, not great. Dr. Joyce Brothers, the psychiatrist. Downtown Julie Brown, MTV VJ. Nick Cannon, pre-Mariah. Linda Cardellini.
Pre-Eminem district.
Linda Cardellini.
Got the same exact tap that's on Nick's back.
Yeah.
Great line. I can't help it. I love it.
Bob Eubanks from the Newlywed Game, the host. Yeah. Kim Fields was on there. David Alan Grier. Of course, we mentioned Ron Harper. Kurt Loder, MTV News. Britney Spears. was on there.
Really?
They ruined her hair.
It had to have been toward the end of.
Yeah, they met her. The episode was where they met her and then they fainted.
I remember
and then they ended
that.
up ruining her hair.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
But it's okay. Whether they ruined it or not, it wasn't long after that before she shaved her head.
Wasn't Sinbad, or was that all that?
That was all that.
Okay.
Yeah. T.J. Tyne was on there. Who T.J. Tyne played one of the main actors with the fuzzy head from Bones.
Nice.
He was the one that got married to the Asian girl. That was hot. Yeah.
No offense to all you ugly Asian girls out there.
There ain't no ugly Asian girls. They all pretty, man. They got them good genes.
I'm sorry. I'm his dad too. The Asian girl who was hot, which is kind of like a double whammy in today's time. So apologies to all you ugly Asian girls.
just look at T. Carrere, man. At her age, she is still hot.
Oh yeah. Woo. I just hope somebody, at least one person out there, got what I was going for there, or otherwise it just went right over the head.
So the whole premise of the show were these two teenagers were trying to live their lives in a suburb of Chicago with their parents and a little sister that was there, then not there, there, then not there, there, then not there. Yes, very
Kyra.
madly. Yeah, Kyra. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Mad. Hi, Kel. Hi.
Do you know why she would disappear?
Oh.
She was in school. She could not film while she was in school. So when she was on breaks, that's when she would be on some episodes.
Well, yeah, she was there every once in a while. She wasn't always there. She wasn't quite. She was there enough to leave an impact.
She wasn't like Richie Cunningham's brother who disappeared.
or the little kid married with children.
Yeah,
he was in a few episodes, and all of a sudden they just don't talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a pet dog and died buried in the backyard and never talk about it again. Man, that's funny. Yeah, but Kyra, that was a cool little character.
Yeah.
Her and Kel.
That wasn't the only unrequited love on that episode, on that show either.
No, Kenan.
Brianna.
Was that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Brianna.
Yeah.
I remember an episode where Kenan and Kel went on a double date. Yeah. Where they were supposed to be going to the movies.
Yes.
And something got dropped, like a watch or something, in a gate. Mm-hmm. And
Kenan got his head stuck
through the fence. Yeah, Kel was getting butter and all this other, trying to get him out. They ended up
Kel runs into the grocery store.
And they ended up just like unscrewing the fence or whatever and just going to the movies with that on his head.
Yeah, that was the second one. The first time we see her is when they get ready to go out on a date, and Kenan and Kel accidentally get orange soda on her sweater. So he takes it into the kitchen trying to sneak it to try to clean it, and then
so much worse.
Yeah, because Kel decided to eat pizza and look over the stain, and then drop tomato sauce on it, and it just.
And they washed it, and then when it came out, it was a completely different color. It was like pink.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh man,
but my favorite, well, the one that really has always stuck in my head, and y'all know you've got this queued up, ready to go anyway. But it's the tuna.
Yes.
The tuna episode.
Yes.
Where Kel made the sandwich or whatever. They were making tuna fish sandwiches, and Kenan started choking and ended up coughing up a screw.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, we're gonna make a lot of money. We're gonna, so they take him to court, and then be damned, Kel doesn't get on that stand and just ruin everything."
And what he does is he does this. First of all, he walks up to the bailiff, and do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? And then Kel gives him a high five.
Which is so Three Stooges.
Yes.
Do you remember my favorite Three Stooges episode ever? Disorder in the Court.
Yes, that's a great one.
So, raise your right hand. Now put your left hand here. Take off your hat. Raise your right hand. But now put your left hand here. And he switches it up. Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Like, you saw me tell the truth. Huh? Do you saw me tell the truth? Judge is like, why don't you answer him? He's talking pig Latin. I don't know what he's saying. He's asking you if you swear. No, but I know all the words. Like, it's such a Kel
Yeah.
was such a Three Stooges type of comedy.
More, it's an Abbott Costello type
which
thing.
is mentioned in the theme.
It is.
By,
it is.
Coolio.
Well, they mentioned Penn and Teller and a bunch of other of those famous, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, those
Hardy Boys.
Not
to be confused with Matt and Jeff, but the Hardy Boys Mysteries.
That's right.
Which South Park made the Hardly Boys.
Yeah, the Hardly Boys.
No, I got such a raging right now. Let's follow your What's going on over here? Yeah. But yeah, Kel's humor was so I don't get. Say Bradley can't stand Sir Bradley. He was knighted in Hotel 6. He can't stand Kenan and Kel. It's like, how can you not stand Kenan and Kel? Like, do you not like Three Stooges? Because it's pretty much the same type of comedy,
right?
But anyway, whatever.
But this is the scene right here.
He just breaks down.
I did it!
No questions were asked other than what happened, Kel.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Kenan was representing himself.
Yeah, it's a plaintiff. He didn't even know what a plaintiff was.
Yeah, now he's just.
I didn't mean it. I dropped the screw in the tuna.
He's trying to get millions of dollars. Kel just ruins it.
Drop the screw in the tuna. It was me. All the humanity.
Yeah, everything about it.
And then he climbs over to the judge's area.
I'm a chameleon.
That's about all we're legally able to play.
Is that when he said chameleon?
Yeah.
Is that the same scene? Mm-hmm. You see, all of that. It's my favorite.
Oh.
I don't know. It just sticks out in my mind.
It is Kel at his finest.
Yeah. I did it. Get it. And he like slowly climbs over the. When he said all the humanity, that's when he slowly climbed over that. His foot shaking like a leaf.
Yeah.
I did it. So and then there you go with the tuna fish company sitting there going,
mm-hmm. We've just won this case.
You've won. Yeah. And Kenan's just, I don't know why I keep you around. What good have you done me? It's so good, man.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they had really good talent on there. I mean, we had the main.
And sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm just kind of.
I need
a drink.
I don't remember a real after school very serious topic episode. Not one. It was always like
there were some
they would get into it every once in a while, and of course Roger hated Kel. It was like Urkel.
Yeah,
But
there were some more. There was at least an episode or two that did end on a more somber note. Not like sad, but like things just really didn't work out.
Yeah, there was a few, but it wasn't like jamming it down your throat type of messages.
No, because it's a comedy family show.
Right, but I mean, comedy family shows have had some pretty serious topics.
Yeah, but most of them weren't owned by. Most of them were owned by Disney.
Right,
these are owned by Nickelodeon.
Boy Meets World. But yeah, Kenan and Kel was just a good time. Sit down. You're going to have some fun for the next 30 minutes. 22 minutes.
That was your favorite scene. You know what my favorite scene is? I mentioned the last time I recorded. My favorite scene is I cannot remember. They were getting ready. They were concocting some sort of scheme. I don't know where they were going, but they told their parents that they were going to go to the movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kenan's parents, and she goes, "Well, why in the world?" I think I've actually got the whole quote here. I don't want to get it wrong because it's really good. Yeah. Why are you all leaving at 5:30 for an 8 o'clock movie? The movie theater's right up the road. And Kenan turns around without missing a beat, forgets who he's talking, and goes, "Mind your business."
Yeah.
And he goes,
immediately. Oh,
that's because we've all done that. We have all done that to our family before.
She did that, like she cocked that neck.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me? Yeah.
What makes it even funnier what makes it even funnier is knowing that she really wasn't old enough to be his mom. She was only 14 years older than him.
Mrs. Rockmore was only 14 years older than Kenan?
She was 29.
Wow.
Yeah. She was not old enough to have him.
She's a good actress, man.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, Roger was good too. What was his name?
Roger.
No, his real name.
Oh, his real name? I've got it. Check this out. I did homework.
Because their last names are hard to.
Yeah, it is Ken Free.
Foree?
Yeah, Foree, Ken Foree.
Okay.
Yeah, he was much older.
Him.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
Of course, at the beginning and the end of every show, they started with the scheme, which was the scheme usually tied into the episode when it started out.
Yeah, the ending had nothing to do with the next episode.
No, but it was funny. My favorite one, actually, I went back and watched the scene. It was Kenan going, Kel, get me a bucket of glue and meet me at the church. Let's go on to the church. And he takes off, and Kel, of course, he's like, Kenan, no. You're going to get people all sticky. Kenan, thou shalt not glue.
Just little things like that, man.
Kenan, here it goes.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
I love it. Thou shalt not glue.
Thou shalt not glue. Yeah, it was just a feel good. You hear somebody like Vince Neil say this word a lot, decadence.
Yeah.
It was just have a good time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Well, there are different types of decadence.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. But I would not if they wasn't partying like Motley Crue.
Well,
for
no,
sure,
obviously
but,
not. And by the way, if you haven't watched The Dirt on Netflix, it's great.
It is pretty good.
Do not watch it around children.
I'm not
period.
that big of a MGK fan, but he did a pretty good time.
Oh, he did. He really did.
Yeah. Drumming, everything about the performance was good.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me listening to whatever
music
Killshot was responding to, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
But anyway, Kenan and Kel was a much more cleaner party than Motley Crue, but it was still a party
because it was ran by Nickelodeon, which means it was filmed at Nickelodeon Studios for the first 2 seasons. Anyway, the other 2 seasons they moved out to Los Angeles to film. Yeah, because Nickelodeon at that point had decided they wanted to move away from the original programming like that. So no Double Dare, no. Yeah. What would you do?
When I finally got to go to Universal Studios for the first time, the building was still there.
Yeah.
And it still had Nickelodeon on it. It was still orange and green and blue.
It is nothing like that now.
No, it's just a regular motel. But I asked a worker there, are they going to be filming Kenan and Kel or Slime Time Live or anything like that? And he was like, no, I think those are done.
Yeah.
I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't think they're doing that anymore. And then I Googled not too long ago, and it had a before and after shot of the building, and the left side looked exactly how it looked when I was there, and the right side
not.
Yep, I forgot the name of the hotel, but that's all it is now.
Yeah, it
it's just
like
so bland and.
It looked like it had a bout with heroin, like Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, but it never came back.
Call back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah, but it never came back.
No, it didn't. Oh no.
Anyway.
Oh no!
This is one of those changes that you wish, which is another cool thing about them finally getting back together.
Yes.
It's not that they're reuniting for a reboot of Kenan and Kel, which would not make any sense anyway.
No, not at all.
But they're executive
Do you think
producers.
Kenan and Kel would be alive if they kept doing scheme after scheme after scheme and up into their adulthood? Because the older they get, the more rights they get. Once they turn 21, the more dangerous the things become.
True.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would have went down. It just wouldn't have. It just wouldn't have been the same. It only worked if they were still in school and still living with the Rockmores, which I guess technically they still could be. Yeah. But Kenan's still getting thrown, or Kel still getting yelled at by Roger. And, that could be a serious episode. Kel finally causes the death of Roger,
which I think would happen.
Which came close a few times, but in a very hilarious manner.
Because can you imagine what if these adult Kenan and Kel and then their kids were growing up to do the same sort of type of schemes?
I think their kids should be straight laced.
Oh no, I can just imagine that Kenan's kids would act like Kel and then Kel's kids would act like Kenan.
Or both of their kids are just so normal. First of all, Kel has a kid.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
He probably would have married somebody who
how did he get through it?
Worked at an orange soda factory.
Yeah. I just don't see him being comfortable enough to have relations with the female. It would freak him out. The character Kel anyway. Yeah. And he's got a very the real Kel. He has a very interesting background, very interesting story.
Yeah.
Because he's actually from Chicago.
Yeah.
Kenan was from my brain just slipped. But Kel, if I remember correctly, he said that he was from Chicago, and it was kind of like, okay, so you had the theater.
Kenan was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, you had the theater people, and then you had the gang type of people, and so it was kind of like theater was a way of getting him out of there and keeping him around the church folks, and so it could have. He said that he was in a spot to where he had friends on both sides, and it could have went either way. And he said, luckily, his parents had enough wherewithal to be like, hey, I think we want to try to push him this way, and not that way, which ended up being the best decision they could ever make, because look what happened.
It created a classic show. Look, I think it's a show that's for everybody, no matter what age you are, young or old, and it just hits you right in the nostalgia heart, just because it took place in the 90s, right in the heart of it, when things were so good.
And again, Chicago, Second City.
Yeah,
that's where I don't think Kenan or Kel ever was actually players there. They were too young.
Yeah,
but of course, I don't know the age limit.
Yeah,
but that's where Belushi and, my goodness, Farley and so many others got their feet wet, was Chicago, Second City. So to grow up around that and to be involved in theater in Chicago anyway, whether it's Second City or not, is just like, hey, I'm part of the Chicago scene. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was ever a thought in his mind, but from an outside looking in perspective, it was really, really cool to be from Chicago and then end up being in the entertainment business. Yeah,
and growing up,
there's a lot of history there.
Growing up close to Chicago, I was born in Champaign, and being able to, go visit it from time to time, it just hits me in all the right places. Yeah. It does.
I'd love to go to Second City. I talked to a dude from Chicago, and they told me it was pretty expensive.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, think of how many famous people come from that.
Because I was like, oh, dude, I would go to Second City every night if I lived in Chicago. He's like, really? You got that much money? Like, what are you talking about? Like, tickets like $20. It's like, oh, really? I still go. Maybe not every night, but I was exaggerating. Thanks for trying to... Yeah, people say stuff and don't...
Yeah.
Go on, dude. Bust my bubble.
Yeah, it's just
He's like, really?
That's just like people trying to put on famous acts trying to put on a rock concert in Kentucky. Everybody sits on their hands.
Yeah. Yeah. People, it's like, yeah. Carolyn Gladfelter, who runs the Plaza. Everybody wants rock. She would tell me everybody wants rock bands. Everybody wants rock bands.
Yeah.
So she gets Quiet Riot, who put on a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a different lead singer.
Right.
But the band is Quiet Riot. It was killer. And the singer was awesome.
Yeah.
And look how many people showed up. So it's like, you guys want this stuff, and she brings it in. And
they were hoping for more of a riot, but it was more quiet. So
no, it was Quiet Riot. Those guys were killing it.
I was talking about the audience.
What do you mean?
Like the audience, they were hoping for more people there.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, they get it. Aaron Lewis has been there a few times, and Chris Stapleton was there before he went
huge. But man, I could listen to that man sing all day. He's just got that.
He's
voice,
like this
soul.
generation's Travis Tritt. I don't know how we got off on the Plaza and Chris Stapleton, but
that's okay.
Oh yeah, Chicago theater. So he was actually pretty lucky to be able to go that way instead of the other.
Yeah,
because even he said even after he made it with all that and Kenan and Kel, there was still kind of that. I think he got involved in a little bit of tomfoolery.
He did, unfortunately.
That's a good way of putting it, I guess. That's a Kel way of putting it, I guess.
Well, that's okay.
But I don't think that hindered his. It may have. Maybe that's why he never got out of the. Never made it on his own like Kenan was eventually able to do.
I think Kenan had more advantages at that point.
Yeah.
He was older though, which is surprising because he was older when he got into the film business because he was 15 when he started. So, like not long after that, he was 15. Then he went into all that almost immediately, and then Kenan and Kel right after that. So
yeah, and I'm sure there's some stuff that we're leaving out because I feel like I've heard Kel talk about that.
Oh yeah,
transition and there was a lot more going on.
And that usually happens in with a duo, that work together. It's like one career will go up and the other one will either stay where it's at or go down.
I do remember seeing a video of Kel saying that Kenan wouldn't return his calls there for a while.
I'd say that was more of...
I think he was just busy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what Kel was kind of getting at, too.
And I'm sure Kel was probably trying to blow a little smoke anyway because he's tired of getting asked about Kenan.
Yeah, and he wasn't, you could tell in the interview he wasn't trying, it was because it was like on the street with TMZ or whatever. There was absolutely no malice behind it at all.
No.
And he was smiling the entire time. He was just like, I mean, get a phone call or text. Yeah. So that kind of was like, oh, Kenan's a dick. And then it came out, no, that's not exactly how, that is not what Kel was trying to say. And then now they're teaming up to bring back
all that.
No. Yeah, yes. I knew all that.
Yeah, Kenan is an executive producer.
Kel was hosting one of Nickelodeon's game shows or whatever, and Kenan was a special guest.
Yeah.
And then shortly after, it was announced, hey, we're working together on bringing something else back too, and this is what it's going to be. And it's all that. It's like that is pretty neat. That is pretty cool. That's going to.
I just wish that I can't help it. I wish Kenan would get back in that bathtub one more time and be Pierre S. Gotta go. But
he has his little ducky.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna.
And then wait, Kel had. Was it Repairman? Repairman.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Repairman, man. And then Pizza Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Kel.
Repairman, man was the one that walked into Good Burger when they did a little commercial together type thing. Yeah.
Which always reminded me of Jim Carrey's Fire Marshal Bill. For some, I don't know why. It's anytime Repairman, man would come out, I was like, it's such a Jim Carrey thing.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our final ad, and then we're going to come back and throw in some final thoughts and do a nostalgic item.
Sweet.
Then we'll be done. We'll be right back.
What is up, my peeps? Sir Bradley here to talk to you about another awesome business here in Glassville. Or Glasgow for you squares out there. That's right. I'm talking about Vanity Salon at 403 Happy Valley Road. And for you young ladies, I'm not quite sure why you're listening to this podcast, but come let us beautify to get you glorified. You might be interested in our colors and our formal styles for those special occasions or just to drive your man wild. Are you a dude that's dying to live in the past? Relive those good old days. We can do those frosted tips that the ladies used to like for those 6 months. Or just cover up all that gray you got going on now. Or how about the ladies that are in our advanced beauty bracket? We can do those facials. Just don't really want one from me. Let's leave that to the experts. But they're going to be here 7 a.m. to their last appointment, Wednesday through Saturday. Got questions? Or just want to get yourself booked with one of our experts of beauty? Give us a call at 270-629-4779. And let us put the vein in your vanity.
He's so vain, he probably thinks this episode's about him.
He's so vain. Yeah.
He's listening to this right now. Well, I didn't realize it was Rip on Sir Bradley Day.
Oh, come on.
I would have totally been there for that.
Hey, anytime one of us isn't here for a recording, we rip on each other. So
it's just the way it should be.
That's right.
That's the way it goes.
And if anybody takes that seriously through one of us, that we seriously need some mental help, which we probably do.
Yeah, because somebody's got a message. Have you listened to that Kenan and Kel episode? Dude, they were ragging you pretty hard. Like, what's going on?
So,
just
final
put a bleep
thoughts.
on it.
Kenan and Kel. What did it mean to you?
Oh gosh, what did Kenan and Kel mean to me?
Yeah.
After school, like going to school. Did you watch Kenan and Kel last night? Yeah, man. Did you see what? That it was one of those shows. Even if it was reruns, Kenan and Kel came on last night. Yeah, dude, it was the such and such episode. I mean, it was just like.
Dude, look, I got my first cell phone.
Sit down and
I got my first cell phone when Kenan and Kel was on, and I would call Tiny. Mm-hmm. And we would watch the episode because we were the only ones that really appreciated it. So we would watch it and just crack up.
Yeah, just talk about commentary on the episode.
Exactly. MST3King it.
I don't know exactly what it was about that show. I just loved it so much. Like they were just funny. Like I just dug it. And even now I can watch an episode and laugh or at least appreciate it. So yeah, you know, it's not for everybody, but Kenan and Kel was a huge part of the '90s, and how are you not gonna mention them?
That's right.
So, and then all that, and Amanda Bynes, and Clarissa Explains It All, and Boy Meets World, all those shows, all of them. Family Matters. Gosh,
Step by Step.
I'm leaving out so much, and then before a little bit before that time, the sitcoms period, Family Ties, and Mork and Mindy, which we talked about on the Robin Williams episode.
That's right. Cheers.
Oh, man, Cheers.
I still watch that.
Oh gosh, there are so many others. And I mean, I mentioned it, but Clarissa Explains It All. Even that was enjoyable.
They're bringing that back.
Are they? Mm-hmm. Like the same person?
Yeah.
Same people?
Yeah.
But the guy that climbs in a window all the time. Is that still going to be a thing?
I think so.
I was happy when they brought back Girl Meets World.
Oh,
when they
I was so scared that Disney was going to just squeeze the life out of it.
I knew they dropped the ball. I knew they would drop the ball. So they do the very first episode where you see Mr. Feeney at the subway, and well done, Mr. Matthews. And then it shows Corey, and then the camera goes back, and Feeney's not there anymore. So it's like, oh, Feeney died. And then as the series went on, all of a sudden Feeney's alive. And he's a neighbor.
Yeah, I think that got lost in translation a little bit.
What's going on? Because I stopped watching there for a minute.
I think if you look back to a lot of the life lessons from the original Boy Meets World, it was no matter what happens, Feeney's going to be with you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they were trying to come across, not successfully, but I think
it ended up being confusing.
Yeah,
I don't even remember that they mentioned, aren't you dead? I think they just ignored it completely.
They could have.
But that one little scene at the end of the first episode with Corey and his daughter at the subway, that, and then seeing Feeney and him, well done, Mr. Matthews, because now Corey's the teacher.
Yeah.
And it was Corey.
He really is Mr. Matthews.
Gave a smile and a nod, and then you see, and the camera pans back, Feeney's not there.
Yeah.
So that was perfect. Even though I did get a little choked up, I'm like, oh, Feeney died.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But there was nothing like that in Kenan and Kel. It was just it was
it wasn't.
nothing but feel good.
It wasn't. Boy Meets World was filled with a lot of messages, but in a good way, because as I mentioned it, Kenan and Kel didn't have stuff that jammed down.
I guess if you think of it like
Boy
this,
Meets World didn't try to do that either. It was just, this is how it is.
I think Kenan and Kel, if you think of it like this, and I don't mean this in any derogatory way towards Kenan and Kel, I think their style of show was more simple. It didn't have as many layers.
It was more simple. It was catered to kids, but anybody can enjoy that show.
Oh yeah, you can relate to somebody. Like I said, when I related to, man, mind your business, because we've all accidentally spoke up against,
Yeah, and every once in a while you'd get moments like that. You wouldn't get full on episodes like that.
No,
but there would be little moments. Like and his boss would get so upset every single episode, and Kel would drive him up the wall, and he would try to trust Kenan with everything. Kel would screw it up. He'd come back, the store would be a complete mess. Like Kenan should have been fired 100 times from that store, but in real life he would have been. But yeah, and that's just another example of how it's kind of like farcy. Yeah. But in a good way. It wasn't South Park pokes fun of itself, saying up its own ass with messages. It was just this is the brand of comedy, like it or leave it. Yeah. And we liked it a lot.
So we have a nostalgic item of the week. Now I know what everybody's thinking. It's orange soda. No, but I thought that would have been a little bit too on the nose. Mm-hmm. So what I have in this bag right here is actually a good nostalgia item that we all enjoyed when we were kids.
Was it the Nickelodeon blimp?
No.
Big League Chew.
Made us all think we were chewing tobacco.
Yep. I remember Little League Baseball, chewing the fire out of it. That was something else.
We still smell it. What year did this bag come out?
I remember one time I was acting like it was chewing tobacco. Because I had no idea what it tasted like or anything. Like I would just see my uncle, my great uncle or whatever. And anyway, I went to spit, and the whole wad of bubble gum just shot out of my mouth. Like, oh, hit the grass.
Yeah,
Man.
because there's nothing like
somebody steps on it.
condoning chewing tobacco use and getting a kid started on with big league chew.
Candy cigarettes, man.
Yeah,
candy cigarettes. I was such addicted to those candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
There for a while, once I grew up and stopped finding them at places, I'd scratch my neck like a Dave Chappelle character. Just give me one more of them fake cigarettes, Joe Rogan. Yeah, candy cigarettes.
It is.
Candy cigarettes and Big League Chew. That's perfect. Wow. And I like how it's so grumbled up. It looks like
he's had it in the back of the pocket. But that's because I've had it in this bag for a little bit. I wasn't sure which episode to use it on. But back of this says best. Now, this was copyright 2017. But apparently, if it's unopened, it says best by April 24th of 2021.
Wow.
How?
75 cents.
Yeah. At a salvage store. Yeah. Out of here original.
Yeah.
And with that, I believe I'm going to bring Kenan and Kel to a close, as much as we don't want to. But
oh, dude, I could just talk and talk and talk.
Oh, yeah. But I know you got to get back to the benefit.
Yeah.
And these audience members are, we don't want to spoil them too much by keep giving them like 2-hour episodes. So we're going to keep this right here at a little bit over an hour.
I hope, people, by the way, because I'm not on here as much as I'd like to be, but I hope anybody who listens to these episodes, because I've been enjoying the fire out of this listening to you guys. Like, by the way, I had a comment, by the way, and I'm going to have to go back and listen to that episode again. Brad said something, and I was like, what an idiot. So correct him on that, but I can't remember what it was. I'll have to listen.
We've all done that, believe me.
But I hope people who listen have the same reaction. I don't care. You call me an idiot. If I mess up, hey, message us. And Alan was wrong about that.
Yeah.
Because I know Sir Bradley's been wrong a few times.
Why do you think I throw the excuse of the bong resin?
Yeah.
It could be wrong.
No comment. I did not inhale.
Yeah.
There's a 90s reference for you.
That's right.
But yeah, I hope people just can listen to this driving down the road or sitting at their house and being like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And just listen and have your own little conversation with the speaker. Yeah. Because this is pretty neat. And then send in your messages and emails and what do you want us to talk? Tell us what you want us to talk about. I mean, anything that can
go to the website. You can type in now if you go to deadpan-studio.com, there's a section for you to go in there. You type in your email and you can send us a direct message.
Right. My whole idea for this when I made my original Facebook post was to talk about stuff that is nostalgic but that leads into what we have today.
Yeah.
So we wrapped it up nicely with Kenan and Kel getting back together and what they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the whole purpose of Soaky Nostalgia. So just tell us what you tell. Has anybody told you what they want to hear or what they want to hear us talk about? Or
no, the only couple of comments that I've got was just some audio things, but that's been improved as we've gone on. But that's like I said, starting with the second, third episode, I was like,
technical side of things.
Yeah, I was like, look,
which was so obvious.
Yeah, new equipment. Technical difficulty. It just
although one of those that I was telling you about where you could hear everybody talking during the commercials, that was so funny. I was like, I kind of don't want to fix that.
There's also somewhere where it's
sound
like
quality made me laugh.
We have so much much fun during these that like even at the end when we hit the outro, that when it starts slowing down and it fades out, you can still hear people talking.
Yeah. I just thought it was so funny.
I just had to listen very carefully.
Because that one episode was such bad quality that you could still hear it. You could still hear what people were saying. And then on top of that, you heard over the commercials, I was just like, this is great. I was driving down the interstate going, I wish everybody passing me could hear this or that I'm passing could hear this. But yeah, let us know if there's anything you want us to
send us an email to soakynostalgia@gmail.com or deadpanstudio18@gmail.com, or just go, like I said, go to the website, deadpan-studio.com.
Or anything local you want to promote.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nice too. I mean, we don't care.
No, not at all.
It's just a fun time.
It is. And we've got a couple more episodes to come out after this one. So, plus we've got some bonus things, and we've got interviews lined up later on too that we're going to do. So this is not the tail end of Soaky Nostalgia. This is
one or
just
two that was recorded previously that hasn't been released yet.
That's right.
This will come out before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So. We've got a lot left to enjoy on this, and plus, like I said, this is just season
one.
We've got
interviews coming.
We do.
Season 2 is going to be big, guys. I cannot wait for season 2.
I can't either. We've also got the new show called BSF, which is BS and Facts.
I listened back to the very first episode, and I was like, God, could I get any more serious and pissed off at people? I was like,
well, that was Voldemort's fault. So
there's two of them, two Voldemorts.
Yeah.
I was just pissed off at the world, but I was not. I was actually listening to that yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't say anybody's names because they probably would sue me for stuff because I mentioned that. Yeah.
Well, even if they had, I would have edited it out anyway. So we try to make sure that this thing stays legal.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you anything that I say negative against another human being, it's going to be the truth. I'm not going to give you gossip. If it's the truth, I've got to let it be known.
That's right,
Mr. B.
So if you if you're going to tell your friends to listen to us, and they most of our downloads come from iTunes, so if you on subscriptions, if anybody else has an Android or anything else, we're available on everything. We've got iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify. Like
I listen earlier. On Google's Play Music app.
We're also on Podbean.com, which is our server, podbean.com/Deadpan Studio. So if you pull that up, you should be able to find us. Just look for that black and white logo.
I know we've got quite a few subscribers now, so that's pretty neat. Thank you.
I'll give you that after we get off the mics, the newest number on there. But we're not doing too bad, I have to say, for a little small podcast and a little pro dunk area.
It's only going to get better. I'm so excited for the second season.
Because we're having fun. That's the point of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we've got a bunch of checks coming in the mail, trust me.
Right.
But yeah, we've got some surprises coming up.
I can't wait.
Next season, and I think it's going to not only bring in new listeners because of the material that we're going to have or the interviews that we're going to have, but I think our current listeners it's going to be the same thing that you got this season. It's just turned up a little bit.
Yeah, and even some of these interviews, they may not be the longest thing. So so just like a lot of podcasts do, it'll be some or like the interviews that could be like
20 minutes,
20 minutes, and then we'll do the rest
keep them for the hosts.
Yeah,
it
whatever they want
on their schedules.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends on their schedules.
We're pretty flexible. So but with that, again, thank you this week. Thank you, Alan, for being on here and just helping me love Kenan and Kel. I love that show.
Oh, dude, they're great.
They are,
and they seem like they're very humble dudes.
Yes,
Kenan comes from a family. He's a military father, so he's I guess he can be considered a military brat.
Yeah,
and Kel, very very humble. I just love those guys. Not only the show itself was so funny, and it was a moment in time.
Yeah, but them as actors and people too.
It brings you back to tastes and smells, and it's just so like you think about something like Kenan and Kel, and you see that Nickelodeon orange, and so many different memories come. Yes. It's like a if you can overdose on memories, that's what would be going down right now. But and on top of that, they seem like they're pretty good guys, and they're finally getting back together. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So
I can't wait to. Now that we do have a bonus episode called Curses, which I'm going to. It's a bonus episode.
I wasn't part of that one, I believe.
No, that was. I'll tell you about that off mic. It's great. It's just something else for everybody to look forward to.
Are you talking about
Hollywood Curses?
Oh, okay.
Hollywood Curses.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, the Bruce Lee and Lee family curse. I'm sure that was a big one. Brandon and Unsolved Mysteries did a whole episode on that.
Oh yeah. So
speaking of which, that's also coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We talked about that before.
Yeah. The host. Who's the host? Who's the?
Oh, I haven't heard who's hosting.
They announced it, but I can't remember.
I don't know. Netflix is bringing it back.
If you all know who it is, please write in. Tell us who it is. If you just.
I mean, it's not like we're going to Google it after we hit the stop record button.
No, I don't care enough.
Okay. We're giving them a job. Yeah,
that's right.
Who that is.
That's right. Maybe if we tell the audience to do something, they'll actually do it now. Yeah. Anyway, thank you again this week. That'll be it for us at Soaking Nostalgia. I am one of your hosts, Matt.
I'm Alan. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed a little nostalgia trip.
Yes. We'll see y'all later.